Hi guys! To put it simply, it's been a complete roller coaster with news coming out pretty much unexpectedly, markets moving and reacting on things like tweets from reporters in China or rumors, which then get denied by people with higher authority. And it's been pretty much a week of strong ups and downs, sentiment, doing 180 turns. But besides that, I have actually managed to have still a profitable week. Here you can see my trades from last week, and here are the ones of this week, just extending into it. You can see that it has still been pretty successful. I want to show you with a couple of examples how it is that I navigate such a week. One of the main tools that I do use is the Forex Source terminal, which keeps me basically aware of the context regarding all the things that move the currency in the moment that they do. Now, over the weekend, there were some polls showing that the Conservative Party in the UK was having more votes and it was being favored, so this strengthens the British pound. At the same time, there was some optimism regarding the trade war, so I took a long position in British pound versus the yen, which was doing somewhat well, but then I got this tweet. This tweet immediately shook the markets. It sent the yen going way up, which again made the pair of the British pound yen start going down. I cut my losses in somewhat of a loss, as you can see right here, but then luckily I managed to make up for it by placing trades in the opposite direction. By what I did is I sold the Canada dollar and the Australia dollar, both of them against the yen. It is worth noting that in the screenshot right here it does say buy, but that is because the order with which I closed my sell order is a buy, so just keep that in mind. The British pound had been seeing a lot of support thanks to the election news over the weekend, and meanwhile the Australian dollar was being pressured because of the trade war. Now right here you can see there's a huge drop. However, none of the fundamentals changed. The British pound was still supported because of the election polls, and the Australian dollar was still pressured because of the trade war. There was no real catalyst moving this down. Obviously this is pretty confusing. So then in the live analysis, the analyst was explaining how it happens every several weeks that suddenly the markets will move completely opposite to what the fundamentals indicate, and that this is called a squeeze. It is kind of a chain reaction of people looking for liquidity. It's kind of a domino reaction of big institutions searching for liquidity, which then activates sell orders, and then more people jump in on the short, and it kind of creates this strong downtrend that lasts really not too long. But now I was aware that this was, let's say, an unnatural thing, and the currency should actually be more up here, which is where they were at given the more recent news. So the moment it was about here, I spotted some resistance, so I bought it down here. I had to hold it in negative for about a day, and then suddenly, again, without a catalyst, without a reason, it jumps back up to where it was trading somewhere before. And I managed to take profits somewhere about here. Once I saw again it encountered a resistance and it was kind of staying there, I took profits at around this level, again resulting in some profits. Now this week has been incredibly sentiment based. So how exactly do you navigate this? Basically what I do is I tune into the Forex Source terminal here, and well, what I do every morning first is I go into the live analysis. I listen to the live webinar where they just give you some context, maybe what happened while I was not tuned in. With this, I get some context. I know exactly where the sentiment is at the moment and what things to look out for. Then the rest of the day, I stay pretty much glued to the sentiment stream, where I can see exactly what are the things that are moving the market, as well as every once in a while you get video commentary just putting you, again, as in context as possible. Let's say the sentiment is bad, so the trade war is not going well. I sell the Canada dollar and I buy the yen. And this, I hold it until further notice. Further notice can come through the audio squawk.
Details on US MCA. She wants to see enforceability as part of any new US MCA trade pact.
You don't know if a tweet is going to come out at 8 or if a tweet is going to come out at midnight. So being tuned in to the sentiment stream and to the audio squawk is really, really important.
So you're just talking about how she is eager to get the USMCA done, but it will take time to write and bring the bill to the US House floor.
So I've actually been closing my trades every time I'm not tuned in to the sentiment stream, and this has helped me stay pretty protected from the roller coaster of sentiment that has been this week. I'm pretty happy with the way that I managed to navigate the sentiment, and I do plan on perhaps making a more in-depth video on how to navigate sentiment the way I did this week. The terminal has really helped me stay tuned into the context of the market, which is exactly what is necessary if we're going to be successful trading during a sentiment roller coaster like the one that we saw this week. If you have any questions, any comments, let me know that you just down there in the comments. Subscribe if you enjoy this content and you're looking forward to seeing more. I will be posting a video at the end of pretty much every week. And that's it for today. So thank you, and I'll see you next week.